Hi, welcome to another math video. My name is Brandon Vadovic and I'm going to be teaching you how to add fractions using common denominators. So what you'll notice here is we've got four fractions that are being added together, 5/20ths plus 3/20ths plus 7/20ths plus 3/20ths. Now what I found was happening in my class is that all students seem to just want to add everything together. So they would add 5 and 3 and 7 and 3 and they would end up with 18. But then they also took the bottom numbers and they added them together and ended up with something that looked like 18 over 80. So the purpose of this video is to try and teach them why we would keep the denominators the same and the importance of keeping a common denominator. So we're going to get rid of the 18/80ths because that's just an incorrect answer. So the best way to describe this would be to use a visual picture and talk about, let's say, sharing, for instance. So let's say I'm having a birthday party and I'm inviting 4 friends over and we're all going to eat a certain amount of pizza. And I don't know how big of a pizza to order, so I ordered the biggest pizza they possibly could give me, and that will give me 20 slices. And you'll notice here that I've got a picture that has a pizza or a circle that's been divided into 20 equal slices. I'm going to show you how this works. When we're adding fractions or pieces of a whole, we want to make sure that our denominators are the same, so that way we're keeping everything fair. All those pieces are the same size of the whole that we're working with, so that it doesn't end up someone getting more with regards to pizza slices. So let's take a look at 5/20ths first. So I'm going to take and I'm going to highlight the first 5 slices of pizza. One of my friends is pretty hungry, so he's taking 5 slices of pizza for himself. Now you'll notice that he's taken pretty much a quarter of the pizza. Just by looking at that, I can see that there is a quarter of my pizza is spoken for. And in order to keep this fair, I got to make sure that all the slices remain the same. So I'm just going to switch colors to blue, and then I'm going to add my next friend who had 3 slices of that pizza, 2 and 3. So they've had that much. I'll switch colors again to show the 7 slices that we're going to be spoken for. 5, 6, 7 slices. So there's my 7 slices. And then finally I have another person who's going to eat only 3 slices, and we'll do him in a dark purple. 1, 2, and 3. Now, if I count all of these pieces together, you're going to notice that out of, and that's important, out of 20 equal pieces, and I know that denominator is going to stay the same because I want to keep my pieces equal. Out of those 20 slices of pizza, 18 of them have been eaten. So I probably can't divide that any more than what I'm looking at. Now, the issue with this, and this is one of the other problems that I ran into, is that a lot of the kids were vehemently arguing that 18 out of 20 was the right fraction for this. And I had to gently remind them that when we're working with fractions, we always want to work in the simplest terms. So we want to simplify or put this fraction into lowest terms. So what we end up doing is we end up looking for a number that will take and can be divided by the top and the bottom. I'm not sure if that made sense to you. So we look for a number that the top and the number can both be divided by equally without having a decimal. So we start really small. We're just going to simply divide it by 2. That will give us 9 over 10. So 9/10 of my pizza has been spoken for. If you ended up with 9/10, then you had the correct answer. 18 out of 20, well, it still is correct. It's not the simplified answer that we need to have, so you got to make sure that you remember to put it into simplified fraction in order for it to be 100% correct. I hope this visual representation helps you. A couple of things for you to note. One, you always want to work with a common denominator, and you can change your fraction to make it an equivalent fraction in order to find common denominators. So remember that, and always simplify your fraction into lowest terms.